Data fragments here. Back in May, I drew that Nintendogs meme. The original picture was from Pixel Paw, so I took that photo and sketched it. Not a very difficult project. I was trying to get used to drawing again, so I thought I'd pick something simple. I used the XP-PEN Deco Pro Gen 2. It doesn't have any buttons on it. It comes with the shortcut remote. I have a huge monitor. It's like a 32-inch curved monitor. I don't know if that's huge considered these days, but I have that, and it kind of took up my entire desk. And so having that Deco Pro, I think it's an extra large. Yeah, the largest size, kind of took up the rest of my desk. So there's not really much room for my keyboard. Having that shortcut remote helped out a lot, switching between all the tools and stuff that I need. Now the reason why I got the very large Deco Pro Gen 2 is because when you have a very large monitor, the tablet, when it's tiny, it's not really a 1-to-1 ratio of, the stroke length. So I try to get something as close to as possible the size of the screen. That also helped me move my arm more rather than my wrist. And for long-term drawing, moving your arm and elbow is important for those strong, long strokes. You draw each stroke with one fell swoop, and it also helps out your body a lot more with larger movements. It might be a little bit weird to control at first, but especially for those who have been used to drawing small, like I have, in the corners of a notebook in high school or something. One benefit to having a larger screen, though, paired with a screenless tablet, I call them pen tablets versus pen displays, but in any case, is that you don't have to really zoom in so much. When working on the iPad, I have the 11-inch iPad Pro 2021 version, the one that came with the M1 chip. And although it is useful in many applications and many areas, it is very tiny, and so oftentimes when I find myself working with digital and having the ability to zoom in, rotate, whatnot, you can get a little bit crazy with that, but then you end up focusing way too much on the detail when you zoom in. And once you zoom out, it's like, oh, that's right, I have the rest of the thing to work on. So just like on paper, these days I try to, without zooming in or rotating or anything, rotating might be less of a worry for me, just because sometimes it makes it more natural to move the pen. But I find that it saves a lot more time just drawing without zooming and panning and zooming out. Another thing I like about the screenless tablet, the Deco Pro, I can just rest my hand on it. And it has its pros and cons with the screenless tablet. Number one is, you're not drawing directly on the screen, so doing line work will be a little bit stranger for those who are not used to it. But at the same time, because you're doing repetitive actions for a very long time, it's nice to look straight ahead rather than down, even at a steep angle for, let's just say, a screen tablet. And I also have my arms lower on the desk, and that surprisingly helps out a lot. If you only have a screen tablet, I just highly recommend you get up, move around, roll your neck every now and then, maybe every 30 minutes or so. It doesn't have to be such of a long break, because us artists like to work until we are finished with the project. That is our tendency. A lot of us have that tendency, especially manga artists. They really sit there for like 8 hours or longer just to finish what they like to do or what they want to do, and or finish deadlines. So your body's important. So make sure your posture is okay and you are taking breaks, even if you are using a screenless tablet. But the screenless tablet helps mitigate the pain in your neck or something, make you feel less like a shrimp. Another thing I like about the Deco Pro Gen 2 is the texture of the tablet is very nice. Although it is not one-to-one pencil and paper feeling, it probably is closer to maybe pen and paper, and you get that resistance that helps you with control. It's also just nice to run my hand over. It's got like this vinyl touch to it, kind of like one of those vinyl toys from way back then. I don't know if they still make them. Think Gloomy Bear when it was first coming out. One thing to note though is when you use that, especially the Deco Pro, ones with a bit more of a resistance, you'll notice that your nib will kind of chisel, get eaten away a little faster than if you were to use a screen tablet. But all in all, I really enjoy using the Deco Pro XL. So no matter what you have, you'll be able to do it. So if you have a screenless tablet and that's all you have, be proud because you can still make really good things with it. Even professional artists still use it. One thing many feel is when they got the screen tablet, they kind of regret it. I mean, I kind of regret it as well a little bit, but at the same time, having the options, if you do have an iPad, a screen tablet, and a screenless tablet, you'll have the option. It doesn't have to be an either or situation. Maybe starting out, grab a screenless tablet or a pen tablet. And those are really good for just getting into it. And yes, it may be a little weird, but at the same time, it is cheap. This Deco Pro Gen 2 XL was, I think, $160. I got it on sale. The XP-PEN tends to have a lot of sales for $120. That's kind of like getting the shortcut remote for free. And then back then, when I got the Deco 01 V2, that was, I think, $70 at the time. Nowadays, it's probably 50 or 40. Having wireless helps as well. The Deco Pro Gen 2 that I'm using here is also wireless. You only need a USB-C to USB-A or USB-C to USB-C cable in order to connect and charge, or use the wireless. Now, one thing that does irk me is that if you leave it plugged in and you turn off your computer, the tablet will still be on. It'll be blinking blue. I have to unplug it every time in order for it to stop blinking and turn it off completely. But in any case, the Deco Pro Gen 2, it is very sleek. It is very minimalist. The X3 Pro Smart Chip stylus is nice. Comparing it to my Deco 01 V2 stylus, this one feels much more premium, a bit more well manufactured. It also comes with an eraser on the other side, and given how I draw, especially lately, instead of using Ctrl-Z, just flip over my pen and erase. Well, a lot of people don't like that eraser, but for those who do, like me, I appreciate it. We can also use the roller stylus that is similar, except it does not have the eraser. It has a little wheel where the thumb buttons are. But because I don't really use the wheel much for anything, I just switch back to the one that it came packaged with. It comes with 4 normal standard plastic nibs and 4 felt nibs. And I prefer the standard nibs. The surface of the Deco Pro Gen 2 it's nice enough and toothy enough that I don't really need the felt nib. When I do use the felt nib, for some reason to me it sounds like marker, like a permanent marker squeaking, and I kind of don't like that. It's equivalent to someone scratching on a chalkboard, if chalkboards are still a thing, at least to me. But some people will appreciate the felt nib for a little bit increased texture and or control. And they include it in the package, which I think is nice, giving us options to use. And it comes in a nifty pen case. If you want to dip your toe into drawing, absolutely get the XP-PEN Deco Pro Gen 2, or even any pen tablet for that matter. They're cheap, portable sometimes, they're a lot sturdier, but as always, use what's best for you. And I will say, you're not really missing out much on the other side, unless it is something you really, really, really need. So until next time, please take care of your body, make sure to take breaks, and most importantly, enjoy what you're doing. I'll see you in the next video.